This is a JCB Lifestyle production. Like and subscribe.
Hello, this is Juleon. Welcome to the JCB Lifestyle 10 channel. We are here with another video, and I'm proud to present the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. Some say this is the best phone in 2023. Is it really the best phone in 2023? Well, we're going to find out in this video. But before we get into it, if you can please like and subscribe this channel. We'll have more videos coming up in the future. We're doing this video right before the release of the 2024 S24 Ultra from Samsung. The announcement starts January 17th. But today we are going to see if it's truly upgradable. Is this truly the best that 2023 had to offer going forward? Let's get into it. First thing we're going to do is look what they have for the box, what's included. So I did have the black version, or the shadow gray dark version, whatever Samsung's calling it nowadays, but at the end of the day it's just black. So pretty much you open the box, it has the SIM ejector tool, and it also has a small cable in here. It's still in there. I have so many cables, so it doesn't really behoove me to open this up, but it's good to know that they do care about that and not necessarily put a brick in there, but we can toss that to the side. Okay, let's get into the actual phone. So to start off, the price on the current website of Samsung on this phone is $1,199. With a trade-in, you can get $500 off to bring it down to closer to $900, which I'm going to prove later on. That is a steal. But let's get into what the processor has. This is a Snapdragon 8 Generation 2. The next model will have Generation 3. So quickly is going to be an update to the processor. The battery life on this is a 5,000 milliamp battery and has 26 hours of video, which is amazing. It has storage capabilities of 256 gigabytes as well as 512 and 1 terabyte. Okay, this is IP68 water resistant, so you can submerge this in water and it will not be fried where you need to put rice on it. Shout out to Apple family. And the display on this is a Gorilla Glass Victus 2. It's very strong, very solid. Dropped it a couple times and no issues. And this is a 6.8 inch display. 6.8 inch display with 1750 nits of brightness, which, this is amazing. And so you'll see that in the video. Also, it has a 120 refresh rate, so you can alternate between 60 or 120, but it really shows up in this phone. Okay, let's talk about the camera. So the selfie camera, which is here, has a 12 megapixels. Then we go into the back, we got about 5 cameras here. So we have the ultra wide camera, which is 12 megapixels, the wide angle camera, which is 200 megapixels, and then the telephoto, which is 10 megapixels as well. It has optical zoom of 3 times and 10 times, and then digital zoom up to 100 times zoom, which is absolutely amazing. Okay, so let's undress this particular model and let's see what it's all about. So as you can see back here, it has a nice smooth background here. The black really shows up here and the Samsung symbol. The cameras and everything are nice and tight on the left side of it. So I believe that's the new trend going forward for Samsung. Okay, let's get into this phone. So how do I get into this phone? Well, I have a face unlock. So I look into it and then goes right to it. Double tap, it has the always on display at all times. I can use either the fingerprint as well, or if I forget all that, I can do the actual, I can bring up the pin and I can put my pin in, or I can do with the numbers, I can do the pin with the pattern. But for now, let's just open the phone and get into it. So first thing I want to do is just kind of show off the display. So the 1750 nits of brightness. Currently, I'm running the Android version 14, or for Samsung, it's called One UI 6.0 with the latest update. So as you can see in this UI, we have all of our just shortcut panel right here, as well as Bluetooth and Wi-Fi capabilities here. And this is for dark mode or light mode. You can just switch it up. And this is the normal mode, and you can see the notifications are white. And if you hit dark mode, this is what it looks like. Now I keep all of my phones in dark mode because it conserves a little bit of the battery. But as I'll show you later on, this battery life on this phone is, well deserved. The rating is well deserved. Okay, so if I go all the way bright, this is what it looks like in the light. So when the camera is not really showing the best, even though it's gorgeous, but I can use this in the sun and it'll show everything I need, no problem. Okay. All right, so let's just go to the settings and let me just show you what I have currently on my display. So whenever I get my phone, I go directly to the display. So I do adaptive brightness. Okay, and then the motion, I do the adaptive, which is smoother animations and scrolling, automatically adjusting it to up to 120. So it's not on 120 all the time, but it can get up to 20. Otherwise, it'll be on standard, but I keep it at adaptive motion. And I changed my screen mode to vivid because I want the absolute best picture I can get. And as you can see, these are beautiful. And then I changed my screen resolution to Quad HD. So it has all of these modes. It has all these changes to the display to make it gorgeous. I have the edge panels available. And this is what the edge panels look like. Typical of Samsung for years. Okay, and then that's pretty much it. And I always, go to the software update to make sure I have the latest software, which I currently do. And it does a quick check, and sometimes it does it automatically. So as you can see, I have the current version of One UI 6.0, January 2024 patch. All right, so let's talk about what else this phone features. It features wireless charging and reverse wireless charging, so you can actually charge somebody else's phone who has wireless capability on this phone, and it emits a great charge. And for instance, I was able to go to SeaWorld over the winter break, over the Christmas break, and use this particular feature because my wife's phone was dead, and I put it on here and it charged it up to 30% while I still had a lot of my battery left. So what a nice capability to have on the road. So that's one thing. But let's talk about one of the biggest features that I think gets missed along the way. This is the stylus. So the stylus comes with the Ultra, and it's at the bottom next to the speaker. So pulling it out, boom, and it's black just like the phone. So what can I do with the stylus? Well, obviously you can take notes, but specifically on this phone, you can go into any kind of search bar or any input area, and then you can just start writing what you want. So if I want to look at Android, I'll just type in Android, and it'll populate the actual Android name, and I can search that way. And here's a side panel where you can either hit in the search bar, or you can add emojis, or you can show a handwriting demo if you don't know how to use it, which is recommended if you want to get the full capabilities of it. And also it has its own separate menu. When you click the stylus button here, it'll tell you how much your stylus is charged, which is 100%. And it gets charged when you put it back into the phone. If you're using it for a while, you can create notes. So I can just have my little prompt here and do some quick notes while I'm in a meeting. And it does very good handwriting. I don't have the best, but If you do have the best, it will show up here. Very good and very accurate. It also has Smart Select, so I can, screenshot something and I can extract the text out of it. I can just select that, copy that, and then paste wherever I want to, or I can just hit this text button and I can copy all the information from a screenshot, which is great. So going back to this, I can go to screen write. So if I want to write and scribble on what I just see on my screen, it does an automatic screenshot, and then I can just start doodling, scribbling, erasing, taking notes, make hearts and everything, change the color of it, change the width of it, turn it to like a pencil. And this is amazing. And download it and save it. Boom. Okay, another capability of it is it has a button attached to it. And for instance, if you're on YouTube and you're watching one of my videos,
in the review,
you can pause it with
this. Is the Pixel Fold.
You pull up.
First foldable edition.
And as you see, when you push the button,
this
it plays,
now.
Pause, double tap to go to the next video.
Hello.
Triple tap to go back to the video. Okay. And for instance, if I'm going to do with no hands and I'm watching the video.
Google Pixel Fold. Google Pixel Fold.
Why am I saying that? I don't know.
Pixel Fold.
But here's the pause.
Google Pixel.
And here's the play.
Fold.
And here's the double tap. And here's the triple tap.
Google Fi Wireless. Get Google Pixel 7a on us after 24 months.
Don't know why there's so many Google ads going on right now on YouTube, but I digress. So also, if you want to take pictures, you can quickly get to the camera. Let's say, for instance, I want to take a picture of my rattlesnake here. So I have it in my hand here, and if you can listen to the clip. It'll show all the air actions. So you can snap, and then there's a picture that's taken. One tap, and then you can hold it. If you want to view all these pictures, let's go to our gallery here. So for instance, you want to scroll, you can hold the button and then you can do screenshots. You can scroll that way. Let's see. Well, sometimes it does work, but oh, there he goes. So you can do a gesture, and it says show, hide content, go to the next item, the previous item. Got it. So let's discard this. Okay, hit the button. Oh, there you go. And it's scrolling through everything. Go backwards, double tap. Isn't that amazing? Awesome. And those are the capabilities of the stylus, which I recommend people use. But to each his own. I don't use it 100% of the time, but with the times that I do use it, I do value that, and I think it's a real good deal. Even though you're paying only $900, and it's going to definitely be lower because the new 2024 S23 Ultra is coming out. So that's another point that I'm going to make at the end of this video. But let's continue on. So speaking of pictures, let's talk about the quality. So let's see a couple of examples of the megapixels showing up vividly. So as you can see, very good detail fills the entire screen. I can see the scale of the building. I can see the wear in the building in the pictures. So detailed. Okay, look at that climbing up a tree. I mean, you can see the vivid details in the branches and just the bark. It looks absolutely phenomenal. And then over here at Cuban Pete's, I mean, look at this hallway. I mean, this is just amazing. They call me Cuban Pete. I mean, the details, I can vividly see the names of each one of these signs. Miami, Cuban Pete, El Malcon, Cienfuegos. I mean, this is the type of quality that you're going to see when you get this camera. Look at that park. Oh my gosh, amazing. And that's pretty much it for the photos. Let's look at an actual video. Okay, so recently went to SeaWorld and just take a couple of videos. Sound isn't nice and loud because it has speakers on the bottom, you know, and somewhere on the top here. Okay, let's look at some videos headed up to SeaWorld. So,
all right, we here about to enter into SeaWorld. You excited, Jamie? Are you excited, Jamie?
We are here.
All right, we here about to.
Animal rescue.
as you can see, the video quality and sound is excellent. And this is shot from this phone with all of these cameras on the back. What can you say? Okay, so let's go on like Instagram and Facebook. Let's see what we're looking at. So this is the full screen version of Facebook. So I'll go into mine and you can see my stories here. I mean, just beautiful. Let's see, it's still in dark mode. Is it? Yeah, it's still in dark mode. But Facebook isn't in dark mode. I mean, obviously you can go to the settings. Well, let's do that real quick. Let's see if we can go to dark mode. Hello. Use the system settings. Okay, and then go back here, put it in dark mode, and voila, Facebook. Oh, this is great. Facebook is in dark mode, saves on the battery. Oh my God, look how gorgeous. Look at the 120 hertz. It's really showing up big. Okay. All right, now let's talk about Instagram. So Instagram shows up here. Just once again, I mean, look at those pictures on Instagram. Looks like you're just taking it from your phone into the full screen. Hey, our president here. Just amazing. Real good refresh rate. Okay, let's talk about Twitter X. Same deal, dark mode. Scrolling is easy. And if you haven't already, you can just go to also my Twitter X profile here. Same same name. So JCB Lifestyle 10. And I have all of my content here, all of my posts here. All right. So let's talk about another thing. Let's talk about multitasking. So this has obviously a multitasking feature. It'll be a shame and a crime if it didn't, because if it had 6.8-inch screen. So let's go from the side panel here, pre-selected one. So this is YouTube and the internet browser. So for instance, if I wanted to get rid of the ad blocker. So I have YouTube open at the top here. And then I have Walmart.com loaded up here. So in dark mode, this is what it looks like. You can go vertical, be able to watch something up here.
Did you know that you could get 50 to over?
You know, while shopping here, so you won't miss a beat. So I want to buy the new phone here, and then I can drag and make it smaller on the window up top here, and make this bigger so I can look at what I'm shopping. Or if I don't want this all together, I can just create this, or I can create a small version of here where I can just keep that browser open while I have the YouTube running here. And then even in this instance, I can add another. So I have my Twitter, I have YouTube, and then I have my browser here. So I can do 3 things at once. So the pinnacle of productivity. So I have YouTube, Twitter X, and then I have my internet browser here. Okay. And obviously you can select from the side panel here. You can get YouTube and everything, pull those very quickly. And then you can just either pull up all your apps here on your side panel, which is amazing. And I've said amazing a lot, but this phone is amazing. And when you go to your apps, you can group all of your apps into different folders. When you open up the folders, this is what it looks like. Social media, what it looks like, home, everything. And you can move these things around, have a lot of apps. And this is what the phone, if you would like to see what the phone prompt looks like, you know, Samsung's One UI 6.0 is pretty good. But you're here for the pictures, the videos, multitasking, things like that. When I've taken pictures at events, usually some of the guests will have iPhone and they'll pull it out. And then when I try to give them the phone and say, hey, can you take a picture with mine? They always ask, oh, whose camera is that? This is an amazing camera. You'll get that type of reaction with this particular phone. I guarantee it. Because the screen display is so vivid. I mean, it looks like you're peering into the soul of whoever you took a picture of. Okay, so overall, I must say this is the best phone in 2023, and maybe even in 2024. If you were to buy this, the price right now is at $1,200, but if you trade in one of your older phones, you can get up to $500 off to make it $900 or less. I mean, the entire Samsung ecosystem has been upgraded. I use the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6. As you can see in my previous videos, I've reviewed this, and this is just as amazing as this phone. So I think this is the best smartwatch, and then this is the best phone, and it just happens to be the same company. So going into the battery life of this thing, I can literally be on this phone from 6 o'clock in the morning until the next day with 40 or 30% left. I've been on this phone since 6 o'clock this morning. It's only been down 20%. That's amazing. And the recharge on this phone, I can get it up to like 80 to 90% with a 30-minute charge. And I suggest if you do get this phone, you get one of those rapid chargers, a 45-watt charger, because it'll do a super fast charge to get to those 60 to 90% in 30 minutes rate that I mentioned. Okay, going on to what I really love is the size. I mean, I can hold it in my hand and it does, its job. I'm able to type. It does get some time. You have to get used to it, but it does take a few days or two to get used to it, but it's amazing. I keep everything in dark mode, so I also save on the battery life there. I mean, the feel of this phone is premium quality. I mean, the Gorilla Glass really does its job. The curved edge displayed here, some people don't like it, but I don't have a big issue with it, so I do like that. I would say the multitasking for me does it. It's the pinnacle of productivity. And if you're used to multitasking, it'll be really hard for you to go to an iPhone because the multitasking features on those are not up to par with Samsung, in my honest opinion. I would say also the adaptability of this phone. I can charge this phone wirelessly or through the cord. I can turn this into a mirrored computer, so I can actually hook a periphery on this and start typing and keyboarding onto a bigger screen with this, a wireless keyboard, of course. The multitasking feature just gives me so many options to do a lot of things that typical phones don't do. Also, the price is amazing, as I mentioned before, so you can't beat it. If you get this phone now, you can get a good price on maybe eBay on the aftermarket. I've seen them go as low as $600, and that is not a bad idea to get one of those and invest into it. Let's see, the color choices are great because even though I got the black one to, just keep things, boring, they do have a red version that's similar to the color of this. They do have green, lime green, white. They have about 8 options for you to get on Samsung.com. Some of them are exclusive, like powder blue with dark bezel here. I think that's great because I think Apple lacks the color selections when it comes to like the biggest flagship phone, which is the 15 Pro Max, having like green, white, black, and gray. So kind of boring colors, but to each its own. And I would say the only thing I dislike from this phone is just the fact that it has Bixby on it, which is Samsung's version of Siri or, Hey Google. Hey Google still works on this. As you can see, this is an Android phone, so it does do the recording. However, the Bixby does show up sometimes, and it's very annoying, but you can turn it off. And then I don't like the fact that, you pay $1,200 for a phone and the best thing they give you is a cord, but I understand they're trying to be economically friendly and environmentally friendly. So I don't know if I can give them a pass on that, but, whatever. So once again, I think this is the best phone of 2023. You get this now, you can use this phone for the next 5 years and it'll still be just as good as some of the latest technology out there because it can only go so far, but that's yet to come and it's yet to be seen. But due to the Galaxy S24 Ultra coming out in a few days on the 17th, because today is the 16th, we shall see what Samsung brings into the 2024 year. So my recommendation is to get this phone. If you like Android, you should have this phone. If you have an iPhone, don't get it unless you want to seriously consider removing the iPhone from your grasp. Well, thank you for stopping by and listening to this review. This is the JCB Lifestyle 10 channel. Please like and subscribe and make sure that you hit that like button on this video as well as my other videos. And you have a great day.